What's going on, everybody? I am Coach Scully, and with me here is my co-caster and co-worker, Vega Bond, and we're here to bring you Team Meteor versus Rain in Week 3 of Melon Patch League. Vagabond, what do we got here tonight?
I mean, what we have here is a Group A matchup, and I'm just looking at the sheet here, the standings. Group A right now is the most closely knit group in the entire league. It's the only group with three or more teams with a positive game differential. 1,000 Dreams being the odd ones out, but don't let that tell you the story. But we're gonna get right to the game right now. As Rain Esports and Team Meteor are gonna be kicking it off. It's gonna be Kinley and Peaceful. Big E gonna get a beat to this one. It's back out to the midfield. Here's an early shot by Tide and turned aside by Carved. Then all the way downfield, Kinley with an early shot, but it's gonna end up high. Big E, great read there. Scully, what are you expecting from these two teams tonight?
At this level of play, Vagabond, we got a lot of expectations on the line. But this is Group A, right? This isn't one of our big knock 'em dead brackets, right? This is one of our groups that have the big names, the big heavy hitters in there. These are guys looking to scrape tooth and nail into a playoff spot. And we've seen some great games here already out of pool letter A. I'm looking to see these guys face off in some very competitive matchups. No blowouts here tonight. Some good Rocket League, good competition, and a fight till the end.
Absolutely. These two Group A teams obviously fighting to get into that 1 seed spot. Right now, Rain Esports sitting at 1-1, Team Meteor 1-0. They recently had their bye. But right now, I'm sorry, what just happened? Kinley came in high.
Oh my goodness.
But it was defended well at the goal line. Rain Esports did drop a game to did drop to Lights Out, who are currently sitting on top of Group A, sitting on 1-0. But that game did go to 7 games. So yeah, like you said, both of these teams just fight. It's very scrappy. It's very grimy. And I'm excited as Tide on the 50 going to send this into the corner. He's going to keep control, and he's met halfway. Peaceful now trying to take a shot. It ends up a little bit high. I would have liked him to try and look mid for Big E there, because that net was opened up and he didn't really have the best shot. So let's see how these teams start kind of communicating with each other and trying to build that chemistry as the series goes on.
Absolutely. You need to be able to find your teammates in those moments. Right there, you can see a little miscommunication with Rain Esports on the rotation back as a pinch midfield ends up making a self-clear all the way out. An extension play failing right there, as you can see Rain struggling a little bit to get things going. And like you said, looking for the teammates and things that we would like to see a little bit better of. I can see a few of those things here as well, as this is an awkward start, but kudos to them as they maintain pressure, maintain offense, and they're not going onto their defensive half. And it doesn't look like they are anytime soon.
Absolutely. Team Meteor with the pressure and Tide with the icebreaker. Ball squeaks out in front, and it was Peaceful. Beautiful pass off the backboard. Caught Carved on the front post. And it was Tide just slotting it into an empty front post, excuse me. And it's suddenly 1-0, and yeah, Team Meteor just keeping that pressure alive and not allowing Rain to really do much and get that ball out of their own half.
I love that offensive pressure that they held for so long, but quickly the counter is coming up as Rain is pushing back in. Rain in the blue, reminder Meteor in the orange. I think maybe we had some graphical mishaps with that, but either way, Either the graphics were messed up or I messed up. Either way, here we are with now Rain holding offense strong.
Yeah, but that pressure shut down by Big E as Kinley moving that to the corner. Shot out in front, Carved with a beautiful block. Now it's up above the backboard. Time when you have he couldn't find the angle. That would have been absolutely crazy.
What a
able to get that in deep.
I love little drops like that, and I love them a lot more, not as much when they're shots, but when they're passes. When you can find the teammate right underneath there. Unfortunately, all of his teammates were back getting a boost, and he had to make that shot solo. Would have been an amazing pass, but Rain do find a way to break through.
Yeah, this is all Cito here. He just goes up, forces Big E to panic a little bit, and all Kinley had to do was beat Peaceful to the ball, and it was probably one of the easier tap-ins that he's ever had. And what a great play there by Kinley along the back wall. But as we have Peaceful now, and now it seems like the momentum is just going back and forth, back and forth. These two powerhouses just swinging at each other. Because right now we're seeing Team Meteor shaking off that goal and taking a shot. Tide is going to redirect it. Tide picks up his second of the night, his second of the game, as Peaceful puts it right down to him. Tide, beautiful demo too. What a play.
That was as good as it gets right there. Tide, that presence of mind, coming through the net, trying to make his disruptions, trying to make his plays, but to come out of it and realize that this ball is coming in from the teammate, and not only is it coming, but it is off, and I need to put it on. And then to beat the defender on top of all that, there was no chance, and there is still no chance as Team Meteor continues to lay on the onslaught. They cannot let this game go in. They do not have any intention of doing so. Peaceful down the Tide. Tide getting yet another one.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, get the hats out. Start throwing them onto the pitch. Tide has a hat trick with 44 seconds on the clock. He seems unstoppable right now. And Team Meteor just doing a really good job finding each other and finding that extra touch. A lot of teams fail to get that little tiny touch that's going to throw the defenders off. And Scully, you're a coach. You're always talking about nose position as Big E extends the lead to 4. Someone else finally getting a turn as Tide with a beautiful touch, and that's what we're talking about, is that final touch, that extra touch just to throw it off. But back to my point before, Scully, you're a coach. You're always talking about nose position and how it's so important to be facing the correct way on a play. And right now, Team Meteor definitely has that figured out on how to create wrongful nose position for Team Rain, or for Rain Esports.
That is a big strategy right there. That's a real thing. That's why infield passes are so powerful, because they change the direction that your nose has to face. They change the direction the car has to face. You see somebody in the middle of the net, send the ball behind them. We've all aimed for the brake lights before, and it's become the extremely successful strategy. If you can create an instance where you see brake lights, you have created an instance where you can see goal explosions. And that is exactly what Meteor do on a repeated basis in this matchup.
Right, and Team Meteor just taking one for the road on the buzzer. Great job by Team Meteor, just unrelenting pressure all the way through. And it's absolutely crazy to see the control that they have in the offensive zone. Did not let Rain Esports have much. They had a couple opportunities. Obviously, were able to convert on one of them, but 2 shots on goal, both of them coming from Kinley, and Team Meteor just shutting Rain Esports down.
That's not at all what we were expecting to see out of this, right? We were expecting to see a very competitive, a very back and forth competition, and that's not at all what's happening. Meteor is taking this by storm, and you can see maybe it's some of the experience that they've had. Maybe it's the break that they've had. You saw Rain taking on Lights Out last week, in which they brought it to a game 7. Lights Out considered to be the best team in this pool, certainly with a large reputation, but Meteor is holding no punches. They are here to bring a name for themselves, already with a win on the board versus Revenge, and wanting to continue that legacy.
Absolutely. Team Meteor looking strong, looking dominant most of all. I feel like that word gets thrown around quite a lot, but dominant was the perfect way to describe that match. Yeah, like you said, Team Meteor taking down Revenge, and they're quite literally tied with Lights Out in the standings right now, looking to overtake them, as Lights Out still has yet to play their match against 1000 Dreams this week. We're going to be keeping you guys updated on the Twitter at MP League or MPL League. Keep up with all the updates and the craziness we got going on as game 2 underway. Tide looking for a shot here, but he's shut down above the backboard. Peaceful with a shot.
Oh, the double
Ends
commit.
up short of the near post.
I like that extra touch right there from Tide. It gives time. It beats a player. His teammates are able to come in. And now look, a solid offensive possession from Meteor is able to continue off of his extra efforts.
Yeah, Team Meteor doing a good job controlling the pace of play early, and here's a centering feed from Tide, but Cito able to get it out. Now, Big E, good touch around, going to take this ball for a ride, looking for the flip reset. He has it, but Carved shutting it down. I think he was going for the pass off the backboard as Peaceful bumped off of that one. Centering feed for Tide. The shot pinched out on the double commit. Great offensive pressure here by Meteor, and they're going to have another possession here as Kinley trying to keep this ball out of his own half, but he just can't, and it's sent down to the side. Peaceful keeping it deep in blue territory. Big E now cutting off Kinley out in front. Cito finally able to alleviate some pressure into the orange corner as Peaceful trying to move it out. It's Carve cutting him off. Maybe it's Rain's turn to have a chance on offense. Here's Kinley with a shot, but it shanks and goes wide. Cito wasn't ready. Rain, not really a whole lot of possession there. I would have liked to see them maybe get an early challenge and try and keep that ball in deep, but it Tied with a quick shot sent downfield. Big E now going to lose a challenge to Carve. Tide forced to make a save.
Oh my goodness.
Little late there, but it ends up working out as Kinley into the corner, pinching it out in front. Carved wasn't going. Good, definitely a big turnaround here from Rain. They haven't really, Kinley with a fake and Tide able to get it aside. But back to my point, Rain looking much better on the offensive side of the ball here. They're just not able to finish it. And Kinley mighting me down with the caster's curse. 2 goals in this series here for Kinley, as they have been all of Rain Esports goals, here in this series. He has definitely been the offensive player here for Rain Esports.
And that's maybe that's just what they needed. That's what Meteor probably, Rain probably needed. They just needed your caster curse to help them along their way, as they had offense forever on that drive and were just not able to put it in, not able to finish it. And finally, they're putting it through with a nice backboard pass. And I love those plays right there, especially against Meteor, who has just been so aggressive on the defensive end, and that aggression really plays very well into the backboard strategy, right? Using the backboard, because it's very hard for a team to be both cutting off passing plays in your face, obnoxiously at you the whole time, while also covering the backboard. But my goodness, the counterattack ability makes everything moot right now. Just Rain all over that.
Yeah, Rain Esports taking a 2-0 lead as it was Carved coming off the ceiling, and a beautiful demo in net. I wasn't sure who picked it up, but Carved with an incredible play, and Tide looking for a backboard pass here. And yeah, that's a good point, Scully. The whole backboard pass on a team that is very aggressive usually works, but what doesn't work is missing the ball along your own goal line. Kinley was pulled out of the net on a shot that wasn't on target, and Tide had a yawning net to shoot at. Now the lead is cut in half with 2 minutes left, and we have seen what Meteor is capable of in terms of scoring goals. As not able to get a touch there was Peaceful, and now Carve trying to play Big E here as he moves it around 2, looking for the solo play off the corner for the double. Peaceful!
My God!
Ties it up just seconds later. What a play by Big E and a Peaceful here.
Peaceful was not. This man woke up and chose violence, Vagabond, violence. He was not ready to have that scoreline sit where it was, and as quickly as they went down, they came back even faster, not wanting to lose the momentum from game 1. Instead, keep it up and attack relentlessly. And now the game is tied 2-2 with 1:30 remaining.
Yeah, it definitely seemed like in game 1, Team Meteor was very keen on just raining shots on net and early challenging just about every chance that they got. And they kind of slowed it down here in game 2, and it started to bite them, and then they picked it back up. But that aggression might have bitten them in the back as Cito able to sneak one behind an overcommitted defender. It was Peaceful, not able to get a touch on it, and Cito just sneaking it behind him on that far post. And now with 70 seconds left, it's another Rain Esports lead Let's see if they're going to be able to really build on that, or if Team Meteor is going to power through again.
Yeah, that was kind of a copy and paste of the last one that they just had, as the ball passes by two overextending defenders, just complete uncomfortable levels of whiff, and just floats right into a wide open net. Each team has now just traded turns doing that off the backboard right there. Peaceful to carry it away, bringing it to Tide. Tide with a nice air dribble pickup, bringing it around one, a dunk, pushing it, but Saito is there to take it away. That was dangerous for Rain, but they're able to stave it away.
Yeah, what a defensive play by Carve, defending that flip reset.
Absolutely.
That I believe it was Peaceful was coming in hot with. And now Big E with a shot off his own backboard. And Carved again making a big save for his team. Now with 10 seconds on the clock, Carved downfield. Peaceful's going to be able to collect. He's going to pick up this boost, try a play here. He gets it over the head of one, pinching it down. I thought he was going to go up the wall.
Oh my goodness.
Just going to let it roll. And ladies and gentlemen, we are tied up at 1. Carved, what a game from him. 4 saves and a goal. And Rain Esports, not as many chances, but definitely a lot more quality chances on to Team Meteor's net. Carved, what a game from him.
Oh my, that was a great stance right there. That was gonna be the goal, to tie up the game and really have a chance bring this to overtime, maybe even bringing Meteor to a 2-1, 2-0 lead. But no, Carved stood strong there at the end, and this is now becoming that competitive series that we were talking about before, Vagabond, where it's going to be that back and forth motion. And this is exactly what we saw right there, the kind of back and forth motion of the ocean, that little sway, give and take, where each team is having to feel each other out and strike only when it's necessary.
Absolutely, but I think now the feeling out portion of the series is over, and these teams are ready to start swinging at each other as we get set here for game number 3. Series tied at 1 apiece. Rain Esports and Team Meteor. I'm Vagabond, joined here by Coach Scully. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Melon Patch League.
Peaceful up in the air with a beautiful air dribble, a flip reset going down off the waterfall, but it does go to the side. Tide going to take it around. Kinley upfield, Big E with a nice catch over 1. Can he get it over 2? The flip reset, and he just scoops it in on the solo play.
What a play here by Big E. Didn't have a whole lot of room to work with, and he was able to beat all 3 Rain Esports defenders with a flip reset. Tito and Kinley double committing, still not able to stop the Big E. Is now out in front. Tito off the kickoff. Good deflection by Big E. Now he's going to take it off the sidewall. Double commit there. A little bit of confusion. Kinley, time and space. 1v1 with Tide, who's able to get it out of harm's way. Nice bump there by Kinley. Back out in front for Cito. Oh, what a fake by Tide. The net might be open. It is going down. Peaceful the rebound. No. What is happening? And Carve trying everything he can to get this ball out, as Tide had everybody fooled, baited it a 1v1, and just chaos ensued.
That was crazy. How do you miss? How does that not go in the net, Vagabond? Tide had that lined up, and it just crossbarred out. Again, the crossbar is working against them. They just cannot find a way to get it underneath the woodwork, underneath the glasswork, I should say. The ball continues to find a way to survive. The gameplay continues on. This net is just relentless at defending itself. It did hardly even needed the Rain players there.
Yeah, I mean, you know what they say. Sometimes the best goalie is no goalie. I mean, that crossbar was standing strong.
Yeah, Athena lives in us all, my friend.
And Rain Esports now all of a sudden is still in this game after what should have been a 2-0 lead here for Team Meteor. It's still just 1. Obviously, we have seen a Rain come back from a deficit, and centering feed for Kinley, knocked away by Tide. Sent back downfield, Tide with a shot of his own, knocked away by Kinley. These two have been absolutely swinging at each other the entire series, and I am here for it all night long. And Big E sending this ball downfield. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Still a 1-goal game out in front. Peaceful looking for a shot. goes just wide. The rebound by Tide easily handled and cleared by Saito. Big E moves it around Carved into the midfield. Saito there to challenge. And now we're seeing Rain Esports a little bit more aggressive than we've seen them on defense. Doing a good job keeping that Team Media pressure at bay. And now it's out in front. Big E, good control there, not giving it up to a waiting Carved. And now the centering pass, but Kinley wasn't quite ready for it. He was back collecting boost. Saito now downfield for Kinley. Big E, beats him to it. Lots of stalemate Rocket League going on. Both teams just trying to solve the other's defense. And now Tide taking a shot, and Kinley again there to meet him. Now the net is open, but he's out of boost. 1v1 with Tide, but he's demoed from behind, trying to find it out front with Cito. And just both teams swinging at each other, but nobody can find that final touch. But Big E catches Saito out of position, and what a save, keeping Rain Esports in this match. Scully, what are you seeing right now?
This is a lot of back and forth going on. We see a lot of, like you said, aggression coming out of Rain, where they are really trying to put this game on the forefront and take control over it. You can see that they found rhythms and they found pockets where they can succeed, but they are finding a lot of areas where they're being controlled as well. Kinley with a beautiful fake right there, almost getting it to pass. But another opening, the aggression is paving way to hard counterattacks that they continuously have to stave off and find ways to defend through. Saito, can he get it through again? Another opportunity at the net, just squandered away through lack of positioning, lack of opportunities, sending it into coverages. Meteor is just looking a lot more poised right now, but they have none of the possession, Vagabond. So what are you gonna do? What do you prioritize here? Do you prioritize your composure and your positioning, or possession? That's really what they needed to decide, and we are going to see which strategy ends up winning out.
Well, right now, if I'm Team Meteor, I am prioritizing training packs, especially for Tide, because he has hit the post at least 5 times in just the span of the 1 point. You were making it carving his way through the air. What was this? He takes it from the midfield. And oh my God, he got Peaceful to look one way and just pulls a string and goes the other and ties the game with under a minute remaining. And I guarantee you, Scully, if Rain Esports comes away with this Game 3 victory, Tide is going to be punching the air. He has hit the post time and time again. All he needs to do is find the back of the net. Now Carved out in front, 10 seconds left, and Tide able to move it aside. Peaceful looking to doink it over Saito. He can't. It's now out in front. Here comes Carved, and Tide able to move it aside. No time left. It's popped up along the ceiling. Peaceful keeping it up. Carved now dropping it down, looking for overtime. Big E not letting it happen. But here it is, overtime in game number 3.
Right now, the biggest difference that we're seeing is Rain Esports is putting a big emphasis on their possession time. They are keeping the ball and keeping it well, but you know what? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you can't block shots and position well on defense. And that is one thing that they have not done well this entire series, is position well on defense. We see another 2-man go at balls that should not have been gone for, and there it is. Meteor taking yet another one. 2-1 in the name of Team Meteor on that game and in the series.
Absolutely. Big E absolutely popping off in that one. 2 goals, including a flip reset to kick us off. And Carved did everything that he could to bring them back offensively with an insane air dribble. I mean, the defense for Rain Esports standing strong for the most part, but like you said, it's those little mistakes that's going to get them in trouble. You had Kinley turning early, and I think it kind of confused Carved as to why he turned early and not able to make that read off the backboard, allowing Big E to take a free shot and just put it over the heads of everybody. As we get set here for game number 4, I would like to see Rain Esports kind of hunker down, make sure that their defensive rotations are a little more in check than they have been. Team Meteor, they need to stop hitting the post straight and, plain and simple. They need to hit the back of the net. They need to convert on those opportunities. Too many times those golden opportunities wasted because they hit the post, and it gave Rain Esports free reign, no pun intended. Actually, yeah, a little bit, to go the other way and start a counterattack. But we're here on game number 4. Team Meteor leading the series 2-1, looking to go to match point.
This is exciting. Remember, this is a best of 7. So this is not the fight. This is not match point quite yet. They are, like you said, they are fighting to get to match point. Meteor on the verge of getting there. Carved, having something to say about it as he tries to push that through. Does a little bit of a job, but Peaceful, a beautiful flick. But Saito is there. An open backfield, unless Kinley can get in front of it, and he can. Already, we have a midfield battle, Vagabond, and they are swinging.
Absolutely, these two teams are not willing to give an inch, and when they fight, they're gonna have to take it from each other. The way that this series has been going, I would say Game 1 was a little bit of an outlier, but these two teams,
absolutely,
yeah, these two teams so evenly matched. Not really in the standings, obviously, with the game differential, but just with the way that they're playing each other is so impressive and so even. And now Big E looking to get it started here, but Carved able to get it away from him. Now he's going to try a solo play, but he's demoed for his troubles into the corner. It's Kinley looking to make a play. Can't move it around Big E as he just gets a temporary stall. And now Rain Esports very aggressive. Right now their third man sitting at about midfield. And now Saito can't get a hold on it. And Big E now trying to clear it downfield. Carved, sending it back downfield.
There we go. I love this midfield play right there, bringing it over to Peaceful. But now the counterattack is on for Rain, and they are after it. The midfield pass, but Big E a little bit too far forward, and this is something I coach a lot, is being in front of the passer. I love right here. That's perfect. Oh my goodness, and it just couldn't get in there. Right there was perfect example of what I was talking about, getting behind the passer, right? The shooter should not be so far upfield in line with the person who is sending him the ball. That just puts the ball closer to the opponents, makes it a little bit more awkward. And if you can get that stuff directly horizontal and take it away from the opponents, now you're going to be awkward because you are too far forward. And that's exactly what happened to Big E. But Rain was able to make that almost perfect. It just could not find underneath the crossbar.
Absolutely. And every single time that I'm watching these Rocket League games, and Tide looking to open it up,
oh
and
my
it was
goodness,
Saito not able to get it out. I think Tide would have actually uninstalled the game if this did not go in. But it's tied now with 2:22 left on the clock, breaking the ice. 1-0 lead here for Team Meteor. And what I was saying before, on those two-on-one counterattacks, you got to make the defender make a choice, whether he's going to go after you or try and cut off the pass. But you have to do something, besides just kind of drive the ball or take a weak shot at the defender. Got to make him make a choice, but now it's out in front and now sent into the corner. Kinley trying to take control, air dribbling it. Not past Peaceful. Great defensive play there, and Big E had that one scouted out. Off the wall, centering feed for Tide. It might have ended up high, but Kinley there to defend anyway. And now Carved not able to get it around Big E. Kinley trying to carry it out 2-on-1 here against Peaceful. Along the sidewall there for Carved. Gonna look for a demo for Kinley, but Tide able to get it out. This ball loose out in front, but Tide able to get there before Saito.
That was a good little push up forward, but that last goal, man, Saito is going to want that back. He could have taken it out of the goal, but just didn't. But now we have the push forward. Carved is coming up to try to make that happen. Saito up in the air, keeping it close, but unable to find a teammate. A pass right to the middle of the field. And that's one thing that I love that I'm seeing out of Rain is a lot of midfield passes, a lot of trying to get to the teams in the middle. And like we said earlier, that's a really good strategy to use, but I don't think it's the one to use against the team that they have in front of them. I think they really need to start going for the backboards. I think they need to start taking it up into the air and onto the backboard quickly. You know, no slow air dribbles. Think about it. No slow air dribbles. I want quick pop shots on the backboard and quick backboard reads to get the redirection back in. That's how you take away the aggressiveness of your opponent, because they come in your face, the ball's over their head and in the net before they know what's going on. Meanwhile, the midfield passes, you know what, they're already in their face. What's a quick little left-right adjustment to cut off your pass?
Absolutely, as we see Carved here trying to make a play. The rebound comes out to Kinley. Not able to do much there. But yeah, those backboard passes are going to be very useful. I haven't seen Team Meteor on the backboard much, as they do take game number 4. They now go up 3-1 in the series. They're currently on match point. Rain Esports has a lot of catching up to do right now.
They do.
I mean, again, they only took 2 shots. I mean, Team Meteor with 5 shots, 2 of them saved. But Rain Esports not looking very good offensively in that one. I would like you said, I would like to see them start peppering the backboard, force one of the Meteor Esports players to play up on the backboard. Then you take away that third, the third defender on the ground. If you take it to the air, they're definitely going to have to start using the air if they need to solve Team Meteor. And they did before, and it was working.
Yeah, exactly. When they have found their success, they have found their success on the backboard. They have found their success in counterattacks and very nice, high, quick plays. The midfield passes are great, but the play style that they're going against is just a direct counter, and that's just how it is. Carved right now is carrying the shot total of the team and has been for a little while, and is going to continue to do that unless they can work as a team to find new ways to create scoring opportunities.
Absolutely. This Team Meteor defense so good at reading when those infield passes are coming, and Kinley can't beat Big E to the punch there. Now Carved off the backboard. Third man comes
right
in.
There. That was perfect.
Sato, not able to get it past the defender there. Now Kinley looking for a midfield pass. Tide cutting him off high off the backboard. Sato pushing it aside. A little bit of confusion here, but Carved able to make a play.
I love that adjustment from Carved in the middle of the air, just coming back around towards that and making that stop in the middle of the field for his teammate who got awkward. He jumped before his teammate did, right? But was able to make the adjustment and the correct tornado spins in order to get back in front of that ball. And that is just the mechanical genius, the mechanical superiority that we've seen out of Carved this entire series. However, that has not been able to carry them anywhere, as we still see Rain Esports down big right now, as match point is held by the team in blue, Meteor, staving off one shot, bringing it around, and I'm sorry, wrong color. But yes, Rain Esports is on the verge of being beaten here.
Yeah, absolutely. Team Meteor in orange currently holding a 3-1 series lead. Here's a doink out in front. Carved with a shot. Big E able to move it out of harm's way. Sato coming in. Pass down to Kinley. Pass over to Carved, and he can't find the final touch. And now Big E moving it around Kinley. Might have a pass here. He's going to wait just a little bit. Finds Peaceful. And what patience we saw there from Big E into the corner. Caught Sato facing the wrong way. Able to get the 50. Carved, overextending just a little bit, and Peaceful. All he had to do was tap it. And it's a 1-0 Team Meteor lead. What patience by Big E.
This is why we see, well, very quickly on the kickoff, Carved comes back and ties it up. But this is why we see such a largely dominant game by Meteor, is that recognition of the field, how easily they're able to read themselves and their opponents by taking the plays the way they have been, so slow, so patient, and very quick when needed. When they hold offense, they hold an intelligent offense, and it has just worked beautifully.
Absolutely. Just these passes back and forth, kind of throwing off the, Rain Esports, just kind of confusing them. And that's definitely something they've been so good at, and it's why they're up 3-1. as Big E not able to get the demo onto Carved, and Sato went a little deep, missed the boost. But that's the kind of thing that Rain Esports has not had success with, was those downfield passes, because Team Meteor has been so good at recognizing when that's coming, and it's Rain Esports has been telegraphing the entire series, and I'd really like to see them play more mind games with Team Meteor, as that hasn't really been tested.
Oh my goodness!
And what was tested was the speed in the crease, as Big E coughs this one up, right dime piece right onto the bumper of Sato. And
what a dime!
I believe it was tied, not able to get back in time, or able to get to it in time, as Sato gives Rain Esports their first lead of Game 5. And now Peaceful moving this ball downfield. Carved able to cut him off. It's high off the backboard, or off the sidewall. Carved looking for the flip reset off the backboard, falling out in front. And Tide able to get there first, but now infield pass, Finley with a save. Now the rebound to Big E, and it's sent into the corner. Tide able to catch up to it. Sato now full boost and a dream. He's challenged by Big E. And I think the story has kind of turned into Carved versus Big E now. As we were saying, it was Kinley and Tide before. And these two have been swinging haymakers at each other since game number 2, as Carved sending this ball downfield. Peaceful back to collect. We're approaching a minute now. Rain Esports have definitely been able to control the pace of play a little bit more here in Game 5. But now it's Carved taking this ball for a ride 1v1 with Big E, and he drops the air dribble. I think he was going for a flip reset. Ended up just underneath the ball.
I'm going to agree with you. That is definitely Carved versus somebody. Carved has been putting himself at the forefront since the beginning, and right now just not able to keep up with the beautifully coordinated attack right there from Meteor, as they just went back, forth, up, down, and around, and just turned around the Rain defense like they have been all series. And that's just one thing that the Rain defense is really easy to do. It's easy to turn them around. A couple quick movements, left, right, and you've got the entire team facing the wrong direction of the play. And it's something as simple as just some quick resets in the rotations. Leave, head to the back post. Somebody get out of the confusing situation into the net, turn off ball cam, get to where you could see the play, and just trust for half a second while you make your personal adjustment. If everybody can just do that just a little bit more efficiently, you have a much more free-flowing and easily formed defense, but that is just not what Rain has had. And we are now going into overtime of Game 5, where Team Meteor in the orange holds match point.
Absolutely. Rain Esports trying to force a Game 6 here, as Tide trying to get this ball out of harm's way. Big E had the miss. It's sent upfield for Big E off the backboard, looking to put it away. He can't. Peaceful the rebound. The save by Sato, as Tide went in hot for the demo and almost getting caught overextended. But a great job by Peaceful to get the bump on Carved, who was running away from the ball, who also just made a save. And now Big E looking out front for Tide. He can't find the angle. Now Peaceful off the back, off the sidewall, sent a downfield by Sato. Now it's going to be coughed out in front. Carved looking for someone at the midfield. Peaceful over to Tide. Can't move it around Kinley. Big E's up for it. Tide the bump out in net. Not able to get the shot on target. And now here's Tide. 1v1 with Kinley. Stopped in front and stuffed and dunked out of harm's way momentarily. The rebound shut down by Carved. Amazing defense by Rain Esports, shutting down everything that Meteor had to throw at them just now.
You know, just as we were talking about them having a disorganized defense, unable to reset, unable to compose and coordinate themselves, they pull out that banger. Everybody taking turns. Nobody's double committing. Everybody's taking their zones, their coverages, their jobs, their roles, and nobody else is doing a bang up job of it, and just a great way to stay alive in this overtime, but unable to hold their offense for very long. Big E is coming back. Peaceful, stopping it, getting beat by Sato, unable to push it back, but Tide is right there to bring it back to the other side. Kinley trying to drop it down softly, a straight 50-50, and this has been as evenly matched as an overtime as we've seen any 2 minutes of the entire series, Vega.
Absolutely. Team Meteor definitely controlling the offensive portion, or the first portion of this overtime, but the last, I would say, 45 seconds or so have been pretty even. Rain Esports, I think, has gotten the better of the last minute now, but I would definitely like to see them start playing more the soft touch as Peaceful 1v1 off the backboard, pass out in front. Sato read it like a book, and now it's Carved. Going to be looking to make a play here. Can't move it over Tide. And those are those shots that are tough to defend, but Tide able to get a beat on it. Now it's out in front. Sato trying to beat Big E. Good 50 by both players out in front. Sato just kind of running away now.
Zero boost, man, and a dream. Zero boost and a dream from Sato over there as he is bringing that ball all the way downfield. No help, no boost, nothing necessary. Just one man, close ball, and a few mechanics, and he was running away with it. But quickly back onto the offensive side is Meteor as Tide tries to wrap around this, bringing it backwards to a teammate, slowly dropping it, trying to leave it for somebody, and there it is. Big E gonna take it. One touch, two touch, down to the right side. Who's gonna be there first? It's gonna be Tide, putting that back in front of the net. Kinley out into the corner yet again, and this is going to go back and forth a few times before somebody finally breaks the pattern and pops it out. And right now that looks like Carved.
Yeah, just an onslaught right there. Not a whole lot of quality chances, but quantity could end up helping, and Carved able to move that out of harm's way. So I believe he was bumped into the save. Now Tide moving it around one, not around Sato. Good 50 out in front. Peaceful first one there, down to Tide, and it's just wide of the net. Carved now trying to alleviate some pressure, but here's Tide, and Sato had it read. Now Peaceful, it's his turn, trying to make something happen. High off the backboard, Kinley, soft touch, Tide hits the crossbar again.
20,
the rebound,
21.
Kinley with a save. Big E couldn't put it around, and what great defense we're seeing from Rain Esports. And it's really just Rain Esports forcing the soft touches, not a whole lot of quality chances. They definitely seem dangerous, but it maybe not because Rain Esports staying composed, not allowing themselves to panic. Now Carved, it might be their turn on offense here. Sato now out in front, Peaceful clearance downfield, Kinley out of position, and that's how it's gonna end. As Peaceful from beyond the midfield gonna put the dagger down. What a shot by Peaceful over the head of Kinley. And that is how this one is going to end.
Vagabond, that is 22 shots required. 22 shots required in barely a game and a half of Rocket League. That is an unbelievable amount of effort needed to make such a simple thing happen as a Game 5 victory to close out a series. Meteor taking the series, winning the best of 7, but my goodness, how Rain Esports came alive on defense. Their primary weakness right there at the end gets fixed, and they just could not find a way to tie it into their strengths, which is their offense, their counterattacks, their upfield passes. They couldn't find a way to mesh the two together, and Meteor had already locked the rest of the field down. All they needed to do was continue to knock on the door, and after 22, they finally get in.
Absolutely. Just what a great job by Team Meteor, not allowing that pressure to alleviate itself. They were, they were boost starving. They were bumping. They were doing everything in their power to be as annoying as possible. And like you said, knocking and knocking and knocking and knocking. And it ended up not being a possession play that won them the game. It ended up being a counterattack from their own half that ended up going in the back of the net there in that overtime. And just what a series reigned. You guys have nothing to hang your heads about. They played an absolutely amazing series. None of the games, I would say, except for game 1, got, quote, out of hand. Every game was within 1 or 2 goals. But just a great series overall. It was super fun to be a part of. Rain, unfortunately, falling down to 1 and 2 But Team Meteor going up to 2-0, they're gonna be surpassing Lights Out in the series. They do take on 1,000 Dreams later on this week, so make sure that you guys stay tuned on our Twitter. It's MPL League, right, Scully? Or is it MP League?
It's at MPL League.
Right. So make sure you guys go ahead and follow us over there. We got a lot of craziness going on. We do have a game coming up very soon. So, or not tonight, but later this week. So be aware of that. So Scully, what are you looking forward to tomorrow night? Torrent White versus Circuitry Gaming.
Torrent White versus Circuitry Gaming. Looked Torrent White, the women's carball team. We already seen them just get demolished by Noxum. We've seen them get demolished by Naptown. Circuitry coming in here as one of the, if not the strongest team in this entire thing. Projected number 2 seed over Prestige, underneath Prestige, and of course that's all been thrown out of whack with Untamed taking Prestige down recently. And man, just it's going to be an interesting show for sure. Circuitry definitely coming in here to perform. We might see some clips. We might see some nutty plays going on from Circuitry as Torrent, they're not going to know what hit them.
Absolutely. Torrent is going to be without Jazz Kitty, or Jazzy, as you guys might know her. In my opinion, the best player on that team. So it's definitely going to be
a big blow. Yeah.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how Torrent takes on a very strong Circuitry Gaming team. And then Wednesday, we got Psyched versus La Espadas. That game is going to be so much fun. La Espada is struggling a little bit to start the season, but I do think they are going to be able to get it together. They had some roster issues, so let's see how they're going to respond against Psyched Esports. They did just lose their last game. And then Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern, Prestige Esports versus Empire Esports. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are not tuning into that game, you are not a Rocket League fan. That game is going to be a war. So get ready. February 10th, this Thursday at 8 o'clock Eastern.
Absolutely, and you'll find them all right here on the Melon Patch Gaming Twitch channel, where we cover all Melon Patch League action. Talk shows on Thursday before the big match as well. Thursday is where we have that featured slot as much as we can right after our talk show. So it's all right here.
Absolutely. Guys, again, if you guys are not following us, MPL League on Twitter, you'll get all the updates, all the standings. You could find that in the Discord. If you haven't already joined the Discord, it is in the link of that Twitter. Make sure you guys follow us at Melon Patch Gaming on Twitter as well. We got so much craziness going on. Yesterday was Monday. We love Mondays over at the Melon Patch Twitter. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up and let you guys go. We are going to be throwing it over to V6 Esports. They're currently live. So go ahead and follow me on Twitter at VagabondTV_. That's across all platforms, VagabondTV_. Scully, take us out.
Hey guys, thanks everybody for coming in. Thank you, Black Lightning, on the keyboard helping us out. Let's let this man get to his next job, and everybody have a great day. Deuce, rubber goose, and we will see you next time on the Melon Patch League.
Deuce, rubber goose.